Happy New Year, CA Hoops fans. Welcome back to CA Hoops Weekly, presented by Under Armour. I'm Bobby Broyles, along with Rob Washburn. Rob, it was an exciting first weekend of conference play, and once the dust settled, we have 4 teams sitting at the top of the league race at 2-0.
Yeah, what a way to start the new year with a pair of overtime thrillers on Monday. William & Mary and Hofstra delivered another down-to-the-wire classic as the Tribe's Daniel Dixon drained a 28-foot three-pointer at the buzzer to give William & Mary a 95-93 victory. Northeastern, meanwhile, got a clutch three-pointer in the final minute of regulation from freshman Bolden Brace and went on to a 75-70 win at Drexel. Now, the Huskies have won 5 in a row, with 4 of them coming on the road. Joining Northeastern at 2-0 are preseason favorite UNCW, which looked impressive in beating Towson and Elon, Charleston, which recorded important road victories at Elon and Delaware, and James Madison, which topped Drexel and Towson and has now won 3 straight after struggling through the first 2 months of the season. Certainly a long way to go, but an exciting start to conference play.
Well, one of those 2-0 teams will be on stage this Thursday night on the American Sports Network as Northeastern welcomes Delaware to Matthews Arena for a 7 o'clock tip.
Yeah, as we just touched on, Northeastern is playing excellent basketball during this 5-game win streak. TJ Williams continues to lead the league in scoring and has topped the 20-point mark 9 times, while Alex Murphy averaged 22 points in the first 2 conference wins. The Huskies have been without Jeremy Miller due to injury, but Devon Begley and Anthony Green have really stepped up along with that promising group of freshmen. Now, Delaware started 0-2 in CA play, but went down to the wire with Hofstra last Saturday and led Charleston until midway through the second half. Freshman guard Ryan Daly has been tremendous, recording a double-double with 20 points and 15 rebounds versus the Pride, and following up with 20 points against Charleston. He is leading the Blue Hens in both scoring and rebounding for the season. Now, the Blue Hens are one of the top defensive teams in the CAA and will continue to get better as the year goes along under first-year head coach Martin Inglesby.
Also at 7 o'clock on Thursday, UNCW heads to Drexel on CA.TV. The Dragons will be looking for their first conference win after that tough overtime loss versus, like you said, Northeastern on Monday night.
Yeah, Drexel struggled in its CA opener at JMU, but was much improved on Monday and nearly knocked off Northeastern. Now, much like Delaware, the Dragons are making big strides as they change styles under first-year head coach Zach Spiker. Senior Rodney Williams ranks 3rd in the CA in scoring and 8th in rebounding, has really become Drexel's go-to guy. Junior Sammy Mojica is also having a nice year for the Dragons, and they feature a talented young point guard in freshman Kirk Lee. Now, Drexel will face a big challenge, though, with a UNCW squad that's won 10 of its last 11 games and is really clicking. The Seahawks are averaging a league-best 86 points per game behind the guard play of Denzel Ingram, Chris Flemings, and C.J. Bryce, and they've turned it up defensively as well, forcing Towson into 19 turnovers and Elon into 18 in the first 2 conference games. The Seahawks are looking very much like a team that can live up to those lofty expectations.
On to Saturday at 4 o'clock on CA.TV, College of Charleston continues their homestand with Hofstra.
Yeah, Charleston just completed a 4-1 road trip and now gets to return home for 5 of its next 6 games. The Cougars are one of the top defensive teams in the entire nation, holding opponents to under 60 points per game, and LSU is the only team that has scored more than 65 points against them since late November. Offensively, Jarrell Brantley averaged 15.5 points and 8 rebounds in Charleston's first 2 CA games, and Joe Cheely's coming off a 19-point effort at Delaware. The Cougars' defense will get a stiff test against a Hofstra squad that averages over 80 points per game and is shooting nearly 40% from three-point range. Coach Joe Mihalik has done a great job of blending several new players in the lineup, with Hampton transfer Deron Powers, JUCO transfer Ty Greer, and talented freshman Eli Pemberton all making big contributions. And Hofstra's also gotten a big lift from sophomore Justin Wright-Foreman, who's coming off a career-best 30-point effort against William & Mary. It should be a great game between 2 teams with differing styles.
And we wrap up with this week's matchups with the 2 unbeaten teams coming into league play this week, with Northeastern playing host to JMU on CA.TV. The Dukes starting to figure a few things out after a tough non-conference schedule.
Yeah, JMU's starting to adjust to the style that new coach Lou Rowe has brought to Harrisonburg, especially on the defensive side. The Dukes forced 21 turnovers in that victory over Drexel and held Towson to a season-low 44 points on 32% field goal shooting in the win on Monday. Now, offensively, senior guard Jackson Kent has been on fire, pouring in a career-high 30 points versus the Dragons and a team-best 23 points against Towson, while shooting 8 of 13 from three-point range over those 2 games. The Dukes' defense will be challenged against the Northeastern offense that is shooting 47% from the floor and 37% from 3. And as we talked about earlier in the show, the Huskies are playing their best basketball this season, and Matthews Arena, always a difficult place for opponents to win. So this is setting up as a key early season showdown.
Now here's a look at the rest of the upcoming action around CA men's basketball.
March Madness is coming to Charleston. When you talk about March, you know that you have to be prepared for it.
If you're fortunate enough to cut down the nets at a CAA championship, there's no other feeling like it.
The CAA tournament is coming to Charleston March 3rd through 6th. 10 teams, 1 goal. Survive and advance. For more information, visit CAAsports.com.
It's high stakes in the low country.
CAsports.com will have all the information you need regarding links to live stats, video and audio coverage. Also, fans, you can watch all of the CA.TV action on Roku by downloading the CA.TV's Roku app that is available now.
Yeah, you can also continue to follow the league on Facebook and Instagram by searching CA Sports. We're also on Twitter at CA Basketball using the hashtag CA Hoops.
That is it from us today. Enjoy the games this week.